Welcome again to In the American Kitchen. I'm Sally VanCura. I'm here with Nancy Rybka. Hi, Nancy.
It's me. How are you today, Sally?
Okay, real good. Now, we make recipes from family recipes. So what is your recipe today?
My recipe are Kolaczkis.
Okay.
And they came from my grandmother's recipe. My grandmother owned a diner, a grill on Western Boulevard back in the late 40s.
Oh, she had her own grill?
And she was quite a cook and also a baker. And this was her recipe, and my mother taught my sister and also myself. And this is a recipe we make it during the holidays mostly.
Okay, we have a camera going here. So who makes the best Kolaczkis?
That is a question at Christmas time. We put them side by side, and when everyone comes and they get into them, you know, we're like, okay, whose is whose, and they really can't tell.
Okay.
They really can't tell because I think we make them the same, and it's all due to the butter because there's so much butter in them. So
okay, so you're being
you can't do any wrong with this recipe. It's very easy.
It's a very simple recipe, and I was looking at different Kolaczki recipes. Some have cream cheese, some have, I even saw one with yeast. Now yours is all butter.
All butter.
Okay.
Powdered sugar. And that's about it as far as sugar goes. There's
4 ingredients.
Right.
Okay.
And the vanilla.
Okay, let's put it together.
Okay. We got the bowl here. So you have 4 cups of sifted flour into the bowl.
Okay. We sifted it already, so we're all ready to go.
All right. And then we have 6 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Simple. And we have 4, is it 4 or 6?
We have 4.
4 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And vanilla is one of those ingredients. If you
add a little extra, it's not going to hurt it. It'll just make it better. And then you add your butter. And this is a whole pound of butter. And I chopped it up at room temperature and added in there.
Now one thing...
Now if you had a food processor, you could probably combine it in a food processor, but since I don't have one, I'm a hand girl. I get into it with my hands. So here we go.
Now you said about the butter too.
Right. Well, you want it softened, so it's easier to mix together.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
Now, did you want the salted or the unsalted butter?
I use the salted because you're not adding any salt to this. So the salt is in the butter. And you just make sure you get it all combined. So get your muscles in there. Okay. Use your muscles. Takes a little time, but you'll get there. Just keep working it.
Like I said, I was looking into the recipe, and the Polish claim this recipe, the Croatians,
well,
Czechs.
I'll tell you, my grandmother was German, so she's of German descent. It's my father who was Polish and Bohemian, so, but, so.
Now, what kind of consistency do you get this to?
Well, like I say, you just have to get it like in a ball. Just so all the flour is, you know, combined with the butter.
So how many cookies is this going to make?
Well, I would say it depends on the size that you make them. I usually roll them into 1-inch balls. And you'll get about 4 dozen out of this. 1 out of 4 cups.
This isn't bad. A nice, simple recipe. I like this.
But you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want. You know.
Yeah, because you've seen them all. You do.
See, we're getting there now.
And you do the balls, right? Versus the flapovers.
Yes, I I'll show you how I do it.
Okay.
When we, just like I said, I roll them into one. See, now that's probably, you don't want to overdo it because you don't want it to get too soft.
Okay.
Just so it's combined.
Okay, sounds good.
And I would say that that's pretty good.
Now let's go get our cookie sheet, and then you could show us how to put the
Okay.
balls together, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Now, Nancy, you're going to show us how to form these cookies.
All right, just grab some dough, and I roll it into a 1-inch ball. As I said, you can make them as large or as small as you want. It's really up to you. If you want a lot of kolaczki, make them big. So, and then I take my 3 fingers and I just push down on it like that. Okay?
Okay. How about that? That looks a little round.
That's, well, you want them round, as round as you can make them. This one's going to be a little bigger.
Now tell me about the filling that you use.
Okay, we're using Solo. And Solo comes in many flavors. Raspberry, cherry, apricot, poppy seed, almond, blueberry. You choose whatever flavor you like. So today we have some apricot here, and that's what we're...
And you knew that was my favorite. Right?
And Sally, right, she likes apricot, so I made her apricot. See, now that one's bigger. But that's... There we go.
Okay.
And then...
As much butter as we could get.
You know, once you get... Okay, well, we have to put the apricot on top. What I like to use is a 1/4 teaspoon from your spoons.
Okay.
And I take a little dab and I just put it in the center. That might be a little too much for that one. But as much as you want, actually. I mean, you don't want to put too much because it could go over into the oven. So, just like that.
Okay.
And that's what I do. Just kind of smear it around. And
Now the oven was set for 350?
350
Preheated.
degrees, yep.
Okay.
And I put them in, I have an electric oven at home, so it might vary from electric to gas, so 12 minutes is what I put them in. And you just check the bottom, and you want them to be very lightly golden brown. And then that's when they're ready. You just take them out of the oven.
Well, Nancy, let's finish off this tray, and then we could get it right to the oven, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Now we've had it in the oven for 12 minutes. Let's check it out.
Okay.
How does
They look
this
good. They look good.
Okay.
We'll put it over here and
see.
check the bottom out.
Watch out.
Okay, hot stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Now let's look on the bottom, show everybody how they should look.
All right, see? Perfect.
Oh,
Just
that's
lightly golden brown, just the way you want it.
That's because of all that butter, right?
Exactly.
Okay, we're going to put this to the side because we're going to finish off our cookies, right?
Right.
Okay. Here's a tray that we made earlier, and we just put it on the plate. So now what do we do?
Okay, well, since there's not a lot of sugar in this recipe, you would like to add a little bit more sugar to sweeten them up. So we're going to just take some powdered sugar and cover them with powdered sugar.
Finishes it off real nice. And in case anybody's wearing black, we know who ate the cookies.
And again, you can put as much or as little as you like.
Okay.
And there you have
That looks nice.
Grandma's Kolaczkis.
Well, let's have a taste.
Go
And
ahead.
we'll see how it is. Well, I'm going to taste it right here, like I said. Apricot's my favorite.
Okay.
That is good.
Is that?
That is really good.
Yeah.
Nice and buttery. And I got just enough apricot.
Is it? Okay.
Well, Nancy,
It's great.
this is a great recipe. Nice
you
and
like it.
simple. Nice and simple. Tasty. And you taught us the technique of rolling the balls, put in the oven. Thank you so much for sharing
You're
that with
very
us.
welcome. Thanks for having me, Sally.
Well, thanks, Nancy.
Okay.
And again, welcome to In the American Kitchen. Hope to see you soon.